And tonight, I wanted to give you an amazing vlog about how I went from Manila all the way to Japan. Specifically landing at the HND airport, and then going from there to the Narita airport, and then from there to the Narita Hilton. Now that's where I'm at right now. But, oh my goodness, nothing went right. So, I had this master plan. My master plan was that I was going to go I was just going to, fly on the airplane, just do my little flying thing, because, I don't know, that's what I picture people doing on airplanes. Who knows? Anyway, so I was going to fly on the airplane, and then I was going to, there's a shuttle that runs between the HND airport and the NRT airport. Two different airports here in Japan, and there's, I don't know, an hour or two between them in travel time. So there's a shuttle that runs between them, and I was going to do that. And that shuttle only costs like 1,300 yen, which, I mean, is relatively inexpensive. Problem was, my plane landed a little bit late, and it took forever to get through customs, or not customs, rather immigration, because the line was crazy long. I love Japan. They're crazy efficient. I gotta give them that when it comes to immigration and all that. But the line was crazy long, so they can't really, do anything about that. So I missed the last shuttle that was gonna go for the day. Okay, but, I had this brilliant idea. There are trains that run all over Tokyo. I would just jump on a train and I would go. That sounds amazing. Now keep in mind, I'm actually moving too. So I have two big honkin' suitcases. I also have with me basically two carry-on bags. This means that I don't have a hand to vlog with, and I don't have a head strap for my GoPro. And even if I did have a head strap for my GoPro, there are privacy laws here in Japan, meaning that, someone who doesn't want to be in my vlog, if they discover they're in my vlog and it's caused them some kind of harm, they can sue my ass. But I digress. I figure, okay, anyway, I'm going to get on this train, and I'm just going to do this. Oh, the best laid plans of mice and Anthony's. Anyways, so I am very spoiled by Manila, by the Philippines. How everything is more or less in Tagalog and English. And here in Japan, though sometimes, yes, the English is there. And thank you. I really super appreciate that. I really do. However, what I was not prepared for was the fact that it was basically like Japanese, English, Japanese, English, Japanese. It's just like 10 seconds of Japanese, 2 seconds of English, which I totally get. Japanese is the national language here. And, but when I'm trying to figure out where I am, where I'm going, etc. So I'm sitting on this train, right? Getting the ticket was no big deal. Sitting on the train, and I see something flash, and it says something about Narita. So I'm like, this is my stop! And I get off the train. Come to find out, no. Well, that was not my stop. So I get back on the next train, but I had to consult the schedule. And the schedules, oh my God. Okay, I have to say there's nothing inherently wrong with the schedules and the way that they work here, but it's definitely something I am not used to. So I find how to do it. I get back on the train. Now keep in mind, I am dressed for Manila weather. Here in Japan in January, it is not Manila weather. I'm dressed in a t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops, and I am freezing my butt off. Anyways, so more or less a little bit way down the line later, the same exact thing happens again. So I end up getting off at the wrong stop. And I'm like, crap. Lather, rinse, repeat. Get back on, right? Oh, no. Can't do that. So I found out that the train I had just gotten off of was the last train for the evening. Oh, crap. That wasn't the last train of the evening. It was the last train going to where I needed to go for the evening. Unless I wanted to wait another, 45 minutes for this night train, evening trains, something. I don't know. So this is when I decide I am freezing my nuggets off, and I need to change clothes. So I do. I go off and I'm in search for a bathroom. And you know what? I'm going to find this bathroom and we are going to change clothes. I couldn't find a suitable bathroom. The floors were too wet. I was like, I don't know if that's water. I don't know if that's pee. I don't know if that's some other kind of bodily fluid. I'm not taking a chance. Because when you change clothes, sometimes clothes accidentally touch the floor and stuff. I don't know. So anyways, finally, I find myself a nice little place in the corner. I found a little place where nobody would ever find. It was just a crack within a crevice, within a nook, within a cranny. It was something that I was like, oh my God. So I break out the suitcases and I'm looking for this hoodless hoodie. This sweater, if you will. And I am approached by someone who I'm not familiar with Japanese military uniforms, but to me, this looked like a Japanese military uniform that this guy was wearing. He just looks me up and down and looks at me like he looks at me like a cow looks at an oncoming train. And I look at him and I say, do you speak English? Because I'm in a compromising position. I kind of look like a vagabond just sat up with my suitcases. He just kind of goes, no. I'm just like, jacket. And I point to my suitcases. I'm like, I need a coat. Coat, jacket. He goes, and then he walks away. Thank goodness. So anyways, so I go about changing my shoes, changing the jacket, and I found a pair of pants that was in my luggage. I haven't worn pants in so long. Anyways, moving on. So now that I'm finally dressed for the occasion, I go back and I start weighing my options. I'm like, I can take a cab or I can get back on this train that's already failed me and I am so already totally lost and I don't have anybody to explain this to me. So you know what I did? I got myself a cab. But it wasn't, of course, that easy. I walked out onto the street, and I kind of did this number here. I'm like, hey! And a cab stopped. That was actually really cool. And the guy kind of got out, came over and started talking to me in Japanese. So I'm doing my best to, explain where does he need to go, what does he need to do. And he starts asking me, not challenge questions, but starts asking me questions. Not a clue. Thank goodness. Some random person comes up and he's all like, so I'll translate. I'm like, oh my God, yes, please, thank you. So basically it turns out he was asking me do you already have reservations at this hotel? Things like that. Or are you just asking for the Narita Hilton because it's the only one you know? Basically, dude's trying to look out for me. He's trying to save me some money. So props. So we get all that ironed out, and I get into dude's car, and I had already found out that he took plastic, which was fine. I'd rather do plastic than anything else. So, I have some Japanese currency in my wallet, but I'm trying to keep that for incidentals. And so he and I are sitting in the cab, and he's basically trying to tell me what this would be, how much it's going to cost me. And he's like, this is how many yen. And then he writes down another number, and he's like, this is what it is in USD. And I look at it, and I'm like, yeah, we can do that. Sure. So we do that. And, like, finally, we get here. We get to the Hilton, and, you know, the guy, oh my God, the coolest part about the ride. He presses a button, and just like James Bond, the door just opens. Like, it's so cool. Look, I know, I have a tendency to get excited about, like, the teeniest, tiniest little BS things. But that was freaking cool. He pressed a button, and the door just like, whoa! Like, that was so cool. Anyway, so, you know, I get into the hotel, and, you know, I'm like, I need to check in, whatever. And, I look at the, like, the thing I'm signing about how much it is. And, of course, I don't have a full mastery of how much yen to dollars and all that stuff. I'm like, how much is this in USD? And the dude's told me what it is. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And it was a little bit more than what I had planned on, or what I thought it was. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Maybe I was tired or desperate when I took that room, whatever. So then I come up and I open the door, and oh my God! Somehow, I booked a suite here at the Narita Hilton. And, yeah, at some point I'll probably put out a video about that if I haven't already. So then, of course, now, one of the things that the guy at the front desk told me is he's like, oh yeah, the good internet, you got it, don't worry. Just type in this code and you got it. So I did. I typed in the code, got the internet. Thank you, Mr. Desk Guy. But what he didn't tell me was that he would be bringing up, like, chocolates in a few minutes. So I got a knock on my door, and he's like, here's your luggage. Also, here's some chocolates. So, now I got some chocolates in my room. Yeah. And as I record this, I just got done telling this same story to my mom, to my ex-roommate, and to everyone else who cared about where I was. And that's another thing we gotta talk about. As a society, we all have to figure something out here. When I travel, I shouldn't have to make the same phone call 30 times telling the same story. I should just be able to, like, I don't know, like record a video kind of like this one, and then be all like, watch a video. So that's kind of what I did for you. Now, in case anyone ever wants to know what happened when Anthony was in the process of moving back to the U.S., and he was all like, yeah, let's go to Japan. Now you know how that went. Tomorrow, I take off, and I go back to the States. Hopefully, it's less eventful. But if it's as eventful, I'll let you know. Till next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all those things that make me love my job. Also, be awesome to yourself and amazing to each other. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching today's vlog. If you'd like to watch more content, that's on screen now. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, you can find a Patreon link at the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Next vlog.